Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been doing some online recordings on Facebook, and I thought, boy, I'd better not neglect YouTube. So, reaching out, I was tapping with a client today, and some really big fears came up around this virus that's going around the world. So, I am Susan Bushell, energy therapist, and I am based in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. I do energy psychology sessions both in person and online, although right now, just online while we're in isolation. And I'm just putting out some content for people to be able to use to help to calm their fears and worries around this virus so that we can all be as settled as possible and to be able to sort of sit tight and wait, even though we really don't know how long this is going to go on, what's going to be asked of us, and what the end result is going to be for ourselves personally and our families. So I am offering this video as a gift to you. Feel free to use it and to reuse it, to watch it over and over, just to tap down these fairly common fears, but I am addressing the bigger fears. And I want to give special attention to the fears and worries of older adults who seem to be more vulnerable to this virus than younger people in general. So I want to address that in this video. So I specialize in energy psychology, and in particular in tapping, otherwise known as EFT, emotional freedom techniques. It is a type of energy psychology technique, and there's a few little things that we need to cover before we get started. As with most of my tap-alongs, it's really, really important that you understand how powerful this technique is. Therefore, there are a couple things you need to understand. The number one thing is that when we tap, we are calming our nervous system around what we're tapping on. We're not making that feeling happen. We're actually allowing that feeling to come up from within our nervous system in our bodies, and then we're tapping that away, or tapping it down, we usually will say. So we're not creating anything by working in the negative, and that's confusing for beginners. They think that if they say the words of what they most fear, that they're going to make it worse. And that is certainly the case if you're not tapping. If you keep focusing on the negative, keep focusing on the fear and going over and over and over it, it's almost like your nervous system is practicing feeling that way. And the triggers happen easier and easier, and more and more frequently. So it's really important to understand the difference here is that we are focusing on the negative as we tap, because that's what we're letting go of. And what comes with that is a commitment to tap no matter what. So that's my second most important thing, is what I call my golden rule, which is if we're tapping together and you're watching this video and you're tapping along and a big feeling comes up, or the feeling feels like it's actually getting a little stronger, that's normal. It's not rare at all. It's quite normal. It means that there's an aspect or a layer that's emerging for healing and clearing. So the worst thing to do is stop tapping. You must keep tapping if that happens. It's absolutely essential. And I'm going to even go so far as to suggest that you do not watch this video unless you're tapping along with it. It's very important to tap and to keep your energy moving as you're using it. So I need your focused commitment on that you will tap along and keep tapping. And even if I move on to the next layer or the next aspect, you can pause the video as it's recorded and continue to tap and breathe. Best to keep your eyes open. If the discomfort is quite intense, keep your eyes open, keep breathing, and just give yourself a few more minutes. Go around the tapping points a few more times, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable with this. So that's really important. And the third aspect you probably can guess is that EFT tapping would never in any way would I want to give the impression that it will replace traditional mental health care. That if you are really struggling at this time and you know that you're in trouble, you are responsible for your own mental health care, and you need to reach out and contact your health professional or your mental health professional to get some guidance. That these tap-alongs are meant to sort of assist and to kind of be an adjunct to any specific care that you need for your own mental health and well-being. And there's lots of help out there, even though we are, many of us are in isolation at this point. Your healthcare provider isn't really any further than a phone call away. Okay, so I need you to promise to all those things. Never stop tapping. If the feelings become intense, just keep tapping, keep your eyes open, and keep breathing. Yes, we do focus on the negative, and that's a little odd at first if you're not used to it, but I think you'll understand why. And of course, never a replacement for traditional healthcare. It's nice to have a glass of water with you while you're tapping. I've got mine sitting beside me here, and to take a few sips from time to time as we tap. So as I mentioned, I was tapping with a client today, and she very bravely faced some of her biggest fears because she is an older adult. And it made me realize how important it would be to offer up a tap-along designed just for older adults, or to address, fears. A lot of these fears we all have, but I think they're more intense for older people because this virus seems to be more virulent with older adults. So I'm going to kind of focus a little bit specifically on that, but there certainly are, what we're going to address is are things that we are all feeling for sure. Okay, and I will also post a couple of links in the description after we're done here. I'll post a link to my website and also a link to my Facebook page, my Facebook group, where I do regular tap-alongs that have no fee with them. They're just tap-alongs. We're doing about one a week there, and they're lovely and interactive. And so you're welcome to request to join the group. And the group is called Tapping for Life, Unlock Your Potential. Okay. All righty. So there we go. Shared the stuff. My website is For Your Emotions as well. Okay. ForYourEmotions.com. So I made a few notes here, and I'm going to start off in a kind of a bit of a general way and then kind of work up into some of the bigger fears. So I thought I'd just start out with, that this what we're going through right now, most of us have never gone through anything like this. We may have parents or grandparents. We may have family members that have been through wars, but most of us haven't really experienced anything like this. And even if you have, there's still fears and worries with that. So we're all going to tap together. Okay. So you can start by tapping on the side of your hand, or you can also use the front of your shoulders, just in here, kind of where that little ditch is between where your arm attaches to your torso. I kind of like that one. So, but you use whichever one you feel most comfortable with. Okay, so center my computer a little bit more here. There we go. Okay, off we go. So, I'll get you to sort of just smooth the front of your shoulder here, and we'll start by focusing our intention on the fact that really we don't really have a whole lot of choice or a whole lot of control in this situation with this virus. So just repeating after me. Even though at this point in time, I really don't have any say about my life right now. This virus has kind of taken over. I'm isolating. I'm trying to do the right thing to protect my own health and the health of those in my community and in my family. I'm doing my best. But the bottom line is, I don't really have a say about this, and I really don't have any control. And I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel, no matter what. Even though there have been so many changes so quickly with this virus, it has surprised most of our communities. It's surprised our politicians. It certainly has surprised me. Seems like just a few weeks ago, I was just walking through life day to day, as I always do. And now my life is completely different. I'm stuck indoors a little more than I'd like. I can't go too far. Everything's closed in my community. It's a very strange time. And I'm choosing to address some of my biggest fears today, because I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. Even though I have some big worries and I don't have a say, I really don't have very much control how things are going to unfold here. And maybe I'm an older adult who has some special worries. I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. Okay. All right. So just take a little measurement just with those words, how true that resonates for you, how uncomfortable it's feeling right now for you. And we'll start up here, just measuring that level of distress from 0 to 10. How uncomfortable are you with the virus and the process that we're living through right now? And just remember that number. And then we're going to tap in the corners of the eyes. I really don't have much control over what's going to happen here. Under the eyes. And I'm feeling a little shut in. Under the nose, I'm having trouble adapting to being isolated. Nice deep breath. I don't have very much say because I'm trying to do the right thing. Stay healthy by staying alone, staying home with just those I live with, and really not venture very far. Is this what my life is going to look like now? How long is this going to last? How long is this going to last? I don't know. And I really don't have any control or say about it. Nice deep breath. I have so little control over this right now. But it is really affecting my life. I have so little control over this right now. But it is affecting my life. I have so little say over things. It's just me. Just one person. And I am doing the best that I can. But in the end, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? And I bet a part of me is very likely in fight or flight with this, because we've never seen anything like this in decades. Most of us haven't seen anything like this before. Or maybe we've heard war stories that sound a little bit like what's going on in the world with this virus. There's a lot of potential for death with this one. We might lose a lot of people. Deep breath. And we're all doing the best that we can to minimize the risks. And that's why I'm isolating. And that's why I'm tapping. So that I can be as comfortable as possible with the unknown. With all these fears and worries. I'm trying to be as comfortable as possible. Okay. Have a little sip of water. Okay. Okie doke. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to come back to that fear, just not having control. Feel that we can't just do something to make this go away, that we can't just activate something physical, something particular, that we don't have, an antibiotic or some kind of drug that will take care of this. We just have to isolate. And how hard is that? Okay, and just find your number again. It's helpful to locate where that feeling is in your body. Do you notice it in your belly? Is it in your throat? Is it in your chest? Where are you feeling that feeling? And give it a number in terms of 10 being very, very distressing, still feeling really worked up about this. And if that's the case, you should still be tapping. And 0 being, no, I feel pretty calm. It's still the truth, but I don't feel as distressed when I think about not having control. Okay. We're going to come back up to the front of the shoulder. Even though I'm still feeling somewhat distressed, just repeating after me. And maybe it's a little and maybe it's a lot. Because we still don't know how this is all going to end. We still don't know how long this is going to go on. And we're all going through it. And we really have no choice. And I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel about this. Even though I still feel somewhat distressed about this lack of control. I want to do something more. And I'm told to just stay home and wait it out. It's hard for me. I'm a doer. There may be a part of me that's running for my life and wants to activate, wants to get away from it. But I can't. And that feels very strange. And I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel, no matter what. Even though I'm still about a number, just own whatever number the distress is at. And I'm feeling it in my body right here. Just localize where you're feeling that. Let's say you're feeling it in your belly. I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. Even though I'm feeling this in my belly, it's okay. I'm working with that feeling now. And that's doing something. This feeling in my body I'm going to use the word belly, but wherever you feel it, you just use that word. This feeling in my belly. I'm noticing that right now. And despite a part of me wanting to run away or fight my way out of this, I'm choosing to calm just enough to address this feeling. Because we might be in for a bit of a long road here. And I don't want the stress to get to me. I know how important being calm can be for my health. And I have this feeling in my belly that's still somewhat distressing and uncomfortable. And I'm tapping with this feeling now. And I'm tapping with this feeling now. And I'm tapping with what's left of this feeling right now. And I want you to just become aware of any thoughts or feelings or beliefs that might come with that distressing feeling. And I want you to focus on those in the next round. And I'm going to use what came up for my client this morning, in that she was an elderly person. This is calming down the triple warmer meridian that runs through the side of the hand here, and it helps to calm the fight or flight. So when we're under attack, when our nervous system thinks that we're under attack, especially if we can't activate, we can't run or fight. I'm running for my life, my fight or flight, my fight or flight, something like that. Just go round and round, one or two rounds until you sort of start to feel your body settling a little bit. All right. Okay, so one of the things that came up for my client was just grieving the loss of being able to be with her partner, because they live in different countries, and because of medical insurance, they're not able to be in the same country together right now. And also the loss of being able to visit with her girlfriends, who are also her emotional support system. She's used to being able to go out for lunch with them, go shopping with them, hang out with them and chat. And she's not able to do that right now because she's isolating. And she's doing the right thing, but she feels kind of lonely around that. So yeah, she's worried she's going to become quite disconnected from her loved ones. So if that's what's coming up for you, great. If that's an aspect that you're feeling, or if there's something else that's coming up that has a higher priority, it's okay to focus on that while we rub the front of the shoulders, and your body will know that that's what it's being asked to clear. Okay. And you can say my words, but just focus on your issue for the setup. And then when we go around, you can just use my words, and you can let it go. Just let the intention go at that point, okay? And I also encourage you don't need to push anything away. You don't need to try to squash an emotion or pretend like it's not there. That's one of the most wonderful things about EFT is that you can be honest about how you feel, even if there's a part of you judging you for feeling that way, even if there's a part of you embarrassed about you feeling that way, even if a part of you is really noticing there's a lack of self-compassion. Even if there's a part of you saying, hey, that's inappropriate. The lovely thing about EFT is you can just tell it like it is, and nobody knows. You're just tapping with yourself. You can be quite honest with how it feels, and also eliminate, sort of resolve that feeling. So even though, repeating after me, I'm grieving the loss of my connections. I miss my partner, my family, my friends. How long is this isolation going to last? I'm a social being. I need my friends. I miss my family. Maybe my partner's far away. And I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. Even though I'm grieving the loss of my connections, I'm working with that feeling right now. Even though I miss being busy with my friends, having the freedom to go visit or to have visitors in. It's very quiet around here. I'm trying to keep busy, but I'd much rather socialize. And I can't do that right now. I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. I'm really missing my friends. Nice deep breath. I'm really missing my family. I can't really go out and go to lunch with anybody. I have to isolate. I know it's the right thing to do, and it's the only thing to do right now, but it's not easy for me. I'm used to being with people. I'm used to coming and going. I'm used to making my way around town and visiting. I don't like being on my own for too long. I don't like feeling housebound like this. And although I've got FaceTime or Zoom or Skype or the telephone, it's not the same. I miss that connection. I'm grieving not being able to hug my friends. I miss that connection. I miss that connection. Nice deep breath. Okay. You can certainly keep tapping if that's still a distressing thought for you. Okay. All right. So the next aspect that came up that really resonated. Probably the big one is what if something happens to me or someone I love? So that's sort of the big one, isn't it? It's the worst case scenario. And again, one of the things I love about EFT is that we can own that fear and own where we feel it in our body. That's what we're all worried about, right? And then we can release that feeling. That's not saying that when we release that fear that we're safe and we can now race off and go and visit everybody. Of course not. But it allows us to be in a calmer brain state so that if we have to make decisions or choices around our health, that will be as calm as possible. It keeps us in as stress-free condition as possible, and that is always good for our health. We'll sleep better and make healthier choices for ourselves while we are in isolation. So it's really important that we remember how hard stress is on our body, and that's why we're tapping. So we can be as calm as possible so that we're resilient, we're flexible, and we're able to kind of roll with this and roll with the punches, so to speak, roll with whatever this virus might bring to us. Okay. Even though there's this one really big fear, And I'm noticing it now. It's the big what if. And it's about a number. How big is that fear for you? That you might pass away from this virus, or someone you care about, or a senior member of your family, that this might be it for them. And I deeply and completely love and accept exactly how I feel. Even though I'm worried that this virus might be it for someone I love, or even for myself, especially if my health's already compromised somewhat. I deeply and completely accept exactly how I'm feeling. What if it's me? Nice deep breath. Keeping your eyes open. What if it's me? Nice deep breath. What if it's me? What if it's me? Maybe I'm an older adult. Maybe I'm in that category above 70, where the percentages are not in my favor. Maybe my lungs are already compromised. I've been a smoker. I have asthma. I have emphysema. Maybe I'm diabetic, or some other health challenge that makes me more vulnerable. That's my big what if. Okay, so I want you to tap on this point here on the inside edge of the eyebrows, and we're going to stay here and just tap and breathe. All you need to do is just observe the level of distress in your body. You don't have to push it away or try to obliterate it, or make it fade, nothing like that. Okay. And now we're going to come down just under the nose, very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just under the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice deep breath. And we're going to go to the middle of the sternum. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, taking a nice deep breath. Just noticing. Okay, good. All right. Come back to that feeling. What if this virus is the end of me? What if? This is the big what if, right? What if I'm just too old to be able to fight off this virus? What if my immune system is compromised in some way because of my age, because of another health condition? And just find that feeling again. Notice it. Let's just say it's in the belly. Give it a number from 0 to 10. All right, let's do one more round. And let's do the setup on the side of the hand instead of the front of the shoulders, just to mix it up a little bit. Even though I still have this remaining feeling. I'm older. I'm a silver hair. I'm an older adult. And they're saying we're more vulnerable. Or maybe I have an older adult in my family that I'm worried about. I really don't want this to be the end of them. And I'm addressing that right now. I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. Even though I'm compromised. If I'm worried about someone I love, I deeply and completely accept exactly how I feel. And even though I have this big what if, and we're all kind of worrying about this to some degree, because none of us are invincible from this. I deeply and completely accept just how I feel, no matter what. Yeah, so just noticing what's left of that what if feeling. Let's do a round here. The big what if. What if? And if you're noticing that distress is coming down, I know it sounds a little bit odd, but I want you to try and feel that feeling again. Try to sort of stir it up again, because it's like we're dredging down to the bottom of the bucket to slough off anything that's left, okay? We want to make sure we get it all. My big what if. What if this is it for me? What if this is the thing that's going to kill me? What if I get this virus and I just can't fight it off? Like so many other people in the world so far. What if this is the end of me? Or someone I really love? I'm tapping down the stress of that possibility. I want to be honest with myself, but I also want to address the toll that this what if is taking on me. The stress of that big what if. The stress of that big what if. Let's do that algorithm again. We're going to come down just under the nose very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Under the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to go down to the middle of the sternum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that, okay? All right, now you may be noticing, I'm hoping that you're noticing a reduction in your distress. And I'm not going to make the assumption that all of those fears are now zero. But you can rewatch this video and keep tapping until they all come down. If your numbers are not coming down, as I said earlier, all that means is that you're in fight or flight. You're in a run for your life. This ancient involuntary reflex is priority. Your nervous system has misunderstood that something's actually trying to eat you. And yes, there is a virus around, and that has the potential kill us, to be our end. But we are tapping so that we're not in that full-on run for the days, weeks, and maybe months ahead, because that's not going to serve us. That's going to wear us out. That's going to wear out our immune system, our adrenals. When we are stressed out like that with no way to activate, then it really does take a toll on our body. So we want to be as calm as possible, knowing that if we do need our fight or flight, if we do need our immune system on deck, it's going to be automatic. We don't have to think about that stuff. Our body will do its very best at that time. Okay. So thank you for tapping with me. I really appreciate you tapping along. I hope this has been helpful. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, my website is freeyouraemotions.com. My name is Susan Bushell. I am an energy therapist, and I specialize in energy psychology, particularly in tapping and EFT. I do one-on-one sessions online right now, and I also teach, train, and supervise students under normal circumstances. I travel all over Canada delivering EFT trainings. So if you'd like to know more, all the info is on my website, and I am still working online. So if you'd like to book a session, there's a schedule an appointment button, and you can use my online scheduler to do that. Please share this video with anyone you feel would benefit from it, which I think is pretty much all of us right now on the planet. Please share it with anybody who you think might be struggling or maybe worrying, that particularly if they're in an area where there's quite an outbreak right now, or if they have older members in their family, vulnerable members in their family and in their love circle that they're worried about. And it doesn't change reality, but it changes how you feel about your reality. And it helps you to be as calm as possible, to be able to weather the storm and to be able to make any decisions or choices, recognized choices, if you need to. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you being here and spending this period of time with me. Bye for now.